Just going to do a little review on BSA A10s. So we've got three here. This green one's mine. That's a 1958. This is Chris's 1956. He's put a smaller tank on his just for make it sort of a bit more individual looking. And this is Nick's 1960s. All 650s, basically the same bike. Little differences like the mud guards, you know, from different years. Chris's is one of the earlier ones with a different headlight cover, but virtually the same. So we're just going to have a ride up to Grossmont, so we'll see how they all go. Right, they're all kickstart obviously. So we'll I think Nick's going to lead the way. That's Kirkham Abbey we just stopped at. Right, off we go. Well, hopefully we'll see some nice scenery on the way. Yeah, if you're thinking about getting a classic bike, these are quite nice ones to have. I would say though, you've got to be a bit of a tinkerer. You know, they're not sort of like a modern bike. You know, you've got to do your routine maintenance on these. When you buy one of these, a lot of some of the older bikes now, because they have the oil tanks on the side, so you have you don't have like a sump like on a lot of modern bikes. So the oil's in on one of your side panels is basically the oil tank, and you can get wet sumping on a lot of older bikes if you haven't rebuilt your oil pumps. So if you don't use your bike for a couple of months, you sometimes have to drain your oil. It doesn't take long, it's just a bolt at the bottom, and put the oil back in the side. This one here, what I'm riding, I've redid my oil pump not too long ago this year. This one doesn't wet sump. Chris is there. He's only had that one about a year now. I think it's his second year. Yeah, that one there is a bit of a story to it. The guys who sold that, they'd been left it in a will by their dad. And neither of them really wanted it, so it's just sat there for years and years. Just sat there. I can't remember how many years it was a long time, and there was, I think he must have like started a job on it and then never got around to finishing it. And yes, we put it all back together, you know, checked all the electrics, and I think it actually started about a second or third kick, you know, with new fuel in it. It was good. Yeah, we tend to use these sort of more on the B roads. Obviously you have to go on an A road every now and again like we have done now just to get to a B road. Yeah, I'll just get caught back up with Chris and Nick. Yeah, the other thing you got to remember when you buy one of these, these are not modern brakes, these are drum brakes. Unlike a modern bike where you do most of your braking on the front brakes, these you'll most probably find 70% maybe on the back, 30 on the front. Your front brakes, you know, I maintain mine quite well, keep them clean. You know, they do stop you, the front brakes, but you do need assistance from the back. So you sort of just learn to ride them differently. Also, your gear stick, for changing gear is on the right hand side, and your brake is on the left. Again, it's one of them things you think, oh no, I'm not going to get used to that, but within a couple of miles you don't even think about it. Because I use this quite a bit. You know, I just jump on it, I don't even think about it, jump back on a modern bike, and you don't really think about it. It's only when you first start riding old bikes when it you know, you think, oh. But also on these, you're not riding at the same sort of speeds, you sort of ride them for their own ability. So yeah, you wouldn't be going out with your friends on sports bikes on one of these. But if you're just doing going down the back lanes and you're happy to do sort of 40 to 55, possibly 60 mile an hour, you'll be happy. What I love about these old Brit bikes, these are twins, 650 twins. So your Japanese bikes, one piston will go up, one piston will go down, in that sort of firing order. On these, both pistons go up and down at the same time. Obviously only one fires at a time, but it gives it their own unique sound and really good low down torque. So I'm in top gear at the moment at 25 mile an hour. I mean, I'll drop it down one now. Let's come to a horse. But yeah, they're really smooth. Well, on acceleration, but the engines themselves feel quite vibrating at certain revs. So we've got three of basically the same bike here, but when you ride all three of these, it's not like when you buy a modern Japanese bike, and if you buy, I don't know, say a Kawasaki, and all the same model, they all just feel the same. These, you would swear they all feel different. They've all got their own character. They are all quite mechanical sounding, and they seem to all make their own little different rattles and what have you. The other good thing on these is how economical they are. I can just fill this tank and I'll go on a full day. I went out the other day, I did 220 miles, and there was still plenty of fuel left to go for another little trundle. The only difference on this engine to their engines is somebody years, I mean, I've had this bike a long time, had put high compression pistons in this one, so it is slightly better on the hills. Also, a lot of people, when they buy an A10, they put electronic ignition on them. I prefer to keep them standard, so all three of these bikes are still on the standard points, got the mags on, you know, there's nothing changed, so we're still on our standard systems. Yeah, if you maintain and look after them, I think they actually run a lot nicer. We have a couple of our friends, they've got the Boyer systems on, but they're I mean they're good, but they just never seem to run as well as a standard. But it's say a lot of people don't want to, you know, do all the maintenance on them, so I suppose if you go for electronic ignition, you've got less maintenance. Get a little sideways video of Chris's bike. Yeah, the other funny thing is we've all got virtually the same exhaust systems on, but they all sound different, slightly different tones. Nick's got a few BSAs, he's got some different ones. I think he's got 3 A10s, I think he's got 3, and he's got a gold star.